Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Umesiri. Today, I have a very exciting topic to share with you, and it's about energizing your business. One of the things I'm going to do today is merge the principles of human design, human optimization. I'm going to merge it with the concept of sales, branding, marketing. So, when I teach human optimization, human design, we go deeply into the role of emotions, the role of right vibrations, and how our feelings and our attitude governs the behavior, human behavior, what we do, how we do what we do, and how our energy field influences the impact we're making in the world. Now, on the business side, when we think about branding, marketing, and sales, it's about attracting and drawing in the right people into your business. It's about the conversations you want to have to influence, right? How people think about your business, what they understand about what your product or services can do for them, and then ultimately the actions and the decisions they make to close a transaction with you, to select you as the best person they want to work with, and to then activate a transaction, the sales. Okay. So when it comes to emotions and feelings, as humans, okay, when we consider and we explore the world through our five senses, the five human senses, taste, touch, right, sight, smell, right, hearing, when we see things, okay, so your ads, for example, or when we read things, okay, your newsletters as example, your flyers, the information you put out there. As humans, when we take in information, our minds, right, we have to process that information, okay? Based on the information we take in, how we process it, how we digest that information, okay? If we like that information, it activates certain, right, hormones in our body. If we don't like what we're experiencing or what we're seeing, right, it also activates a certain type of hormone. Now, emotions are the physiological response, right? Our physiology responds to the chemical composition in our brain. So go with me. This is science, okay? Our nervous system does through our nerves, right? When we take in information through our five senses, our nervous system, right, activates the creation of specific hormones, right? We have different names for them. But in general, I just want you to see that the information that your prospects are processing, when it lands in them, as they process it, they may like it or not like it. Okay? And now, whether they like the information or not, or maybe they are indifferent, no reaction, no response, okay? Based on what they read and see, if they like it, the body registers it, right, and stores it in memory. Okay? We know what we like, we know what pleasures us. And if they don't like it, there's also memory formed. And so the things we don't like, we tend to avoid it. So next time we're not going to go there. But if we like it, we get to have affinity, likability. We move closer, we will get curious. It activates curiosity. We want more of it. Now, the intensity, right, of how we are energized, how exciting, okay, how intense the impact that information has on us, if it energizes us, if it's a stronger emotion than a weaker emotion, would influence how attached we are to those emotions. Now, feelings, on the other hand, just think about it as the accumulation of emotions over a period of time. So let's say they see your ads a couple of times, maybe 5 times a week. It's something that they like. It reminds them of something that they like. The more they see, the more energized. Soon enough, they build a feeling towards you. How is this important for business? When we understand the science of human emotions, human behavior, feelings, human design, then we ought to be presenting, right, our business, our product and services in a way that people understand they like it, right? What we're presenting is useful to them. what we're presenting is driving positive impact in their life. So you want to influence the positive transformation of the people engaging with your brand, with your business, with your product and services. And that is something you can engineer. One of the things I often tell my clients is decide what emotions you want to activate for people, right? Do you want them to be excited? Do you want them to be happy? Are you presenting transformational information, transformational content? Be more intentional in the information you're putting out there. And what I've seen is that those who are not intentional, people scroll past their content because it's flat, right? No impact, no reaction means no, right, neutrality. So being more intentional to say, okay, as I'm sharing this information, as I'm putting this content, as we're creating this content, when we have the intention, we want people to be transformed. We want people to feel joy. We want people to be excited. We want people to have some form of freedom. We want people to be happy, right? You can anticipate that. You can decide how you want people to experience you and then engineer your content around that. Be more intentional. Because if you're not intentional, when you present information, people may or may not, okay, like it. It may not move people. And if it doesn't move people, it falls flat. So energizing your business comes from this framework of at every touch point in the buyer's journey, okay, making sure that you anticipate and prepare them for some form of experience that leaves them feeling, right, experiencing a certain type of emotion in the moment that then leads to a long-term feeling. Because ultimately, how people respond long-term to your brand, your business, is accumulation, right? This is what drives feeling. What do we know about the brand? And what we know about them, ultimately, how do we feel about the brand? Is it attracting us? Does it draw us in? Do we have affinity? Is there likability? Does it draw us energetically in? Or are we indifferent? It hasn't touched our hearts. It hasn't touched our minds. It hasn't given us anything to draw emotion on. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make online, is that when people say, buy this, buy now, and you've never had some form of positive interaction that deposits rich experiences, that draws your clients and customers in, your process, that draws them in, that helps them to see you, that helps them to understand you, that helps them to desire to work with you. Because ultimately, desire is the emotion that leads to transaction. Because that strong desire means they see you, they understand you, and they believe that your product and services will contribute positively to their lives. But the journey you have to go on to help your prospect arrive at that conclusion is what I'm talking about: energizing your business, creating experiences that activates emotions, that give people something to think about, something to explore, something that exposes them to what it is you can do for them, right? Something they can touch, feel, experience, that ultimately unlocks emotions and then creates long-term feeling of positivity, right? Because people buy into you not just once, but over a period of time. And that positive experience also spreads into their network, where when they tell stories, when they share that experience with other people, they can help you transfer that positivity to other people as well. Meaning they can recruit other people by sharing their story, by helping them say, you know what, I've experienced this amazing, right, solution. Here's their website. I think you're going to check it out, right? And so all of a sudden you actually unlock fans and people who love what you're doing. Because once you activate emotion, we can start talking about fan and love and desire. Is the emotion of affinity. We want to relate with you. We want to connect with you. We want to be part of your community. And many times businesses do not take the time out to create this type of environment where people actually come to love that you exist, right? That they understand that you exist, that they appreciate the fact that you exist. And ultimately, creating such an environment creates long-term growth for a business. This is also very much important at every touch point, like I said, when you have the customer, journey, the buying journey, is that when they go to your website, okay, and they see your brand and they read the information, right? Because you cannot think for your prospect, but you can give them something to think about. And our job is to improve, right, the information and how we're presenting the information to our prospect, giving them something to explore, something to experience, something to consider, something to think about that will help them arrive at a conclusion, because that conclusion is what gets stored in long-term memory. So I hope this is something that you would explore, calling it Energize Your Business. Go back and start asking yourself, how do I make people feel? Right? When they come into my office, when they go to my website, when they go to your pages, what conclusions are they arriving at? How are they experiencing our brand? How are they experiencing our content? How are they experiencing all the information we're putting out there? Because ultimately, that is something within your control. You cannot control what other people do, but you can influence them by communicating in such a way where you drive positive impact, positive, right, emotions that gets them thinking positively about your products and your services. This is so important because we're living in a time in the world where, listen, there are not enough people delivering positivity in the world. So in of itself, you are going to differentiate yourself if every time people engage with you, right, you leave them with something incredible to think about. So I hope I've done that for you today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Umesiri, author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. And also, you can check out the Quantum Leap Academy for so much more information about human design and business development. God bless you all. Bye for now.